Hello, welcome to what will be the first Bridging Humanities video. I'm going to be talking about grammar today. You can see my cat in the corner there, that's Pamuk. Um, I'm happy to be delivering some learning and teaching to you through videos. So please leave comments in the post on Google Classroom if this is something that is helpful, if you enjoy. Um, we're going to dive right into what I'd like to share with you. The presentation I'm about to share will also be posted on Google Classroom, so I'm not going to go over it in too much depth, and I'm going to try to keep this video short. Um, you can always ask questions in the comments or message me, email me at tciola@sandy.net with further questions to get help with No Red Ink. So yeah, this video is supposed to support you with the work you're doing with grammar on No Red Ink. Grammar is a tough subject, but can be a very useful one to master that will help you with your reading, your writing, your speaking, and is if you can get focused on it, is like a little puzzle that will kind of sharpen your mind. So let's dive into the presentation. So just quickly, we've already learned quite a bit about grammar this year through No Red Ink, through Jeopardy games, through small groups, and I just want to cover that, or to mention that you've already learned about some of the key parts of speech: nouns, verbs, adjectives, adverbs, and you've learned about how we build sentences, the main building blocks of sentences. We call the components of a sentence on No Red Ink, subjects, and verbs. So we're going to be kind of reviewing that with No Red Ink from home and adding a little bit as we go. So these first few slides here are a review. I'm hoping that this presentation will be a resource for you as you work, because on No Red Ink, as you guys know, it generates these sentences, and your job is to identify the part of speech in the sentence, and you do the practice, and you get 3 in a row correct, and you move on to new lessons, new topics to master. So we've covered nouns, adjectives, verbs, adverbs. This is the basics. This is the foundation of grammar that we have to understand. And so if you're still learning that, that's where you're supposed to be. And many of us are still there in 5th and 6th grade, is understanding, okay, what are the basics of parts of speech? How do I identify them? And it just takes practice, just like anything. So keep working at that. Refer to these slides for help with examples, how they're used in sentences, definitions. The two parts of speech that I want to formally cover in this video are pronouns and prepositions. These are parts of speech that we haven't talked about as much, that I want us to master and be able to use as we move forward in grammar study. Pronouns, you guys may be familiar with talking about pronouns because we discuss accepting all identities in class, and one of the ways that we show respect and acceptance of all identities is using preferred gender pronouns. Some people have a preference when it comes to when people talk about them. They want to be referred to as he, she, they, them, and that's one way of showing respect and acceptance of all people. So that might be ringing a bell for you. There's a list of common pronouns, and then there's a link to all of the pronouns on a cool visual that you can refer to as you're working on No Red Ink to identify pronouns in sentences. I want you to notice that pronouns can do different jobs in a sentence. So there's that example above where we have pronouns acting as subjects, they're doing actions, or they're acting as objects in a sentence. They're receiving actions. So she walked. She is doing the walking. The rain soaked her. The rain is doing the action, and her or she is receiving the action. Prepositions. Prepositions is that second part of speech that I want us to focus on, and prepositions can be very challenging to learn, and it takes repetition and practice to master them in any language. I know that when I was learning Spanish, and as I continued to improve my Spanish, learning to pair certain prepositions with verbs is one of the most challenging parts, because they go to get their verbs and prepositions that go together, and if you don't know that they go together, then when you're trying to speak, you might use the wrong ones. And so mastering that and getting it right every time is tricky. In general, though, I want us to know that prepositions show a relationship between nouns and other nouns and verbs in a sentence. And that relationship is usually with time or location, so when or where. And then here's an example where it kind of walks you through thinking about that. When did the cow jump over the moon? Well, it jumped over the moon after it fell in love. Where did it jump? It jumped over the moon. So those highlighted prepositions after, over, they kind of show us when or where things are happening. Either a verb or the location of a noun versus another noun. So if the cat is in the house or on the tower, on or in tells us where the cat is in relation to the tower or the house. If I'm sleeping during the night, during tells me when the sleeping is happening in relationship to the night. Well, during the night. So during, another preposition. Those prepositions kind of show us, like I said, the relationship between nouns and verbs, specifically when or where those nouns are or those verbs are happening. So kind of tricky, but I'm hoping that this video and this review was a good resource review for you of some old grammar and some new grammar. Please, like I said, leave comments in Google Classroom. If you have questions or want to request me to review other grammar concepts that are coming up on No Red Ink. Bye.